What's up guys, DuArktik with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are back to talk about Cosmic Crucible defense on Season 7, week number 2. We're going to take a look at the lessons that we learned from last week and apply them to this week. Now, I'm going to be honest, last week my defensive suggestions, they were very good for me. I had multiple people saying that the defense worked for them as well, and I got on average over 3 defensive wins per match. So over the 3 matches I had more than 10 defensive wins. I think it was like 13 or something. So very powerful defense. My opponents had to use multiple attacks to full clear. So we're gonna take a look at what I learned from last week, from my opponent's actions and from my own actions, and adapt to this week, and also fine-tune the characters that we're using on defense and try to make sure that the weaknesses that they had are not put in cause, right? So we're gonna try to really make a more solid defense situation and making sure that the enemies are not taking massive advantage of the offensive opportunities that we give to them. We're also going to take a look at some of the suggestions from the community just to make sure that we are seeing the full picture. And once again, the video that I uploaded last week still applies for this week, because once again, last week those defensive wins were very solid. So we're going to break down all the information that you need to know in order for you to make a decision about your new defense. And as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button like a boss. Okay, so with this said, I would just want to give a big thanks to everyone that watched the video from last week, one of my most watched videos. A lot of likes, and even that it was a usually long video, a lot of people watched it. And once again, the defenses that we talked about there, they still work for this week. Once again, I have over 10 defensive wins in total on the entire week. Once again, I think it was 12 or 13, I can't remember for sure. Now, we're also going to take a look at the suggestions from Jutsi and Mobile Gamer that we had in their video, and what you can use based on my experience from the previous week. Okay, so we're gonna start off with this room 1. It's a room where if the characters have Skirmisher Eyes Await, they are going to apply ability block to your characters, and then if you have Raider, they clear the ability block and heal themselves up. And if you have Striker, then you're gonna do more damage with your basic, which it's not great, but it's what we have. Now, this room, in my opinion, is not super interesting, and the fact that they put Tangle Web on defense, in my opinion, is a big mistake, because you are just opening yourself for Hive Mind. The Tangle Web, especially the Spider-Man 2099 and Spider-Weaver, they have very low health, and you can crush them pretty easily. If you think, or if you are afraid of the Spider-Weaver charges, then you could also bring some kind of Superior 6 combo. You can bring Mysterio, you can bring your Vulture so you go faster, and then Lizard and, not Lizard, sorry, Green Goblin, and also Spider Slayer. I felt like Spider Slayer was very important on offense rather than defense, but it's up to you to decide if you're going to use your Green Goblin on defense or on offense. But those were going to be 2 of the best options against this team for now, at least for first impression. Then Pegasus on room 2. Pegasus on room 2 is very powerful, but you can beat him quite easily with your own Pegasus. Yes, some people are trying to beat it with Bifrost. In my opinion, no way. Bifrost, unless your Bifrost is gigantic, don't do that. But your own Pegasus can punch up 500k, almost 1 million versus the enemy Pegasus. I was able to punch up 1 million with my Pegasus versus the enemy Pegasus, and the other match I punched up 500k, and depending on the coin flip, if you go first or not, of course you're gonna have a easier time beating the enemies. The difference is that you have to stun the right character. I don't remember which was the right character. I have to watch my own replays. If you guys want to check out the 2 replays from last week, it was this one. I think this video is very important, even that it didn't have a lot of views. I think it's a very important video because of the counters. And then this is the second one. This is the first one, and the third one I still didn't upload yet, but it also has some very important matches. But it shows you how you can beat Pegasus on a mirror match very easily. It's actually quite impressive, and once again it allows you to have your hive mind to use against other characters like this guy, the Black Knight. Now, in terms of the aggro room, this is the room where if the characters have offense up, they all are going to assist. Spider-Man Noir, they spawn with offense up because of Sunspot. Spider-Man Noir goes early, but this is the room where you have to use the Echo, and because people are going to use Echo, I just don't want to sacrifice a good team like this one on this room, because I mean they use Echo and they completely shut down the team, and the team overall is very slow. So Masters of Evil with the Echo are definitely going to destroy this, so be very careful if you're gonna try to use this team from these suggestions. So the second suggestions that I have for this week of Cosmic Crucible, they have a Black Order with Quicksilver on room 4. This is the room where the villain characters, their ultimates cost less energy, and Black Order is great on this room if you have a powerful Black Order. Now, don't make this mistake, like this is super dumb. You want to use your Thanos as a Raider. If your Thanos is not Raider, there is no point on you using Quicksilver here. Who's gonna apply the vulnerabilities? You need Thanos as a Raider, otherwise it does not work. Other character that I have seen people using here and that makes this team a lot better is going to be Vulture. If you put Thanos, if you put Proxima Midnight and one of those other guys as well, together with Quicksilver, together with Vulture, it's a very scary team, very powerful. Infinity Watch, I got last week 1 or 2 wins with Infinity Watch, so pretty, it's the same. I was using them on room 1. This is on room 5. On room 5 they are not super good, to be honest, because they don't start with their ultimates apart from Nebula, and you have a 20% chance of applying a blind to character that actually matters, so it's not the best option. And then we have Secret Defenders with Morgan Le Fay and Dormammu. This is fine, but you are still able to beat these with New Warriors. You can even use the full team of New Warriors and they beat it, and this is for multiple reasons. One of them, it's because they don't have Photon, so directly they do less damage, and Gwenpool, she also counters the revives from Dormammu, so it's depends on the size of the team. It works if you don't know exactly what's going on, but there we go. Okay, so those are the community suggestions from these 2 people. Now let's take a look at my suggestions, and I'm going to announce something that I'm not sure if people are aware, but it has been asked in the past, and I always had this idea of making a Patreon, and on that Patreon I'm gonna put the counters, the spreadsheets that I use, if you guys want to use for your advantage, all the matches that I did, what my opponents did, people of the community. I know there is a free spreadsheet from the community. I don't think it's as good as mine, but I will let you guys decide if you guys decide to invest on it. And it's updated weekly by myself, it's curated by me, and I make sure that the things that are there make sense, right? And that are the optimal counters. So if you guys want to check that out, let me know, and then give me some feedback as well. Okay, so in terms of my defense, what I'm gonna use this week, once again, last week, this video right here, the defense that I used at the end of the video, you can check it out. It worked very well. But this week we're gonna test a few different things to see what works. Okay, so Infinity Watch, like I said last week I actually used my Infinity Watch on room 6. This time I'm gonna use it on room 1. It still works fine, and we are going to use the skirmishers to apply the ability blocks. It's okay, it's not great. Then we also have the strikers. If these guys get ability blocked as a striker, that's going to be pretty decent because Gamora and Phyla-Vell are going to do tons of damage. The same goes for Adam Warlock. So is it the best? Probably not, but it's okay. It's not amazing, but it's okay. Now on the raid room, a lot of people were saying that, oh no, Extreme X-Men are trash on this room. They don't work. Like, bro, every single day of last week I got defensive wins with Extreme X-Men and Rogue on this room. Now in week 3 or week 4 of this season, this might change because the Spider Society is very, very strong and they might be the best team here, but it always depends on the size, right? Of course, if you have a 3.2 million team, it's going to be better than your 1.5 or 2 million power Spider Society. But I'm going to use the same team as well, as it is very difficult to counter this team in the raid room. In terms of the aggro room, the room where the characters assist if they have offense up, I'm going to use new Avengers with Nick Fury. This is because they go very, very fast, and this is going to force your opponents or to use new warriors or to use Tangle Web or something like that. And they can use the echo. If they use the echo, it doesn't matter because they would use the echo anyway, right? So this is a good way to force your opponents to use a team that they really don't want, and they are not going to take advantage of the echo because the echo here is going to make a minimal difference. So keep that in mind, right? Instead of wasting a good team here, which is what these guys were doing. So once again, they were suggesting to use X-Men here. So instead of using that and getting slapped by Echo with Masters of Evil, instead of that, you just put a bait team. You put a bait team like New Avengers for them to waste a team there. On room 4, we're gonna use the Superior 6 with Rhino and also with Black Knight. It seems that some people are stealing the teams and giving credit to other people. It's very unfortunate, but I came up with this team because it makes sense, right? The Sinister Six with Black Knight. Black Knight solves one of the problems because Super Skrull counters the Sinister Six. So if you put Black Knight counters Super Skrull, so you counter the counter of the counter that you're going to use on defense, right? But some people stole the idea and then they told to other people, and other people gave credit to other people. It's the usual in this community. Everyone loves to steal my ideas and get credit for them. But this time we're gonna switch it around. We're gonna use Kraven on defense on this room because he starts with his ultimate, and if he kills anyone, those enemies are not gonna revive. We're also going to use Rhino. Rhino spawns with defense up and counters for all of them. This is going to counter a lot of different combos that we have right now, like Spider-Man War, like the own Superior 6 that you can use against them. And all kinds of villains that they use against your team, because on this room they have less health, but because you have the safeguard defense up counters, Black Knight, and you also have the Dr. Octopus and the Green Goblin giving health buffs, you are not going to feel such a huge impact to your team. So I think this is going to be even more powerful than we had last week. Then we're going to use Gamma with Dormammu. This team is still very annoying. The biggest problem right now with Gamma Dormammu is that people are not investing levels on them. So mine is level 95, so it's not super impressive, but if you get these guys to level 100, they become very, very powerful. They don't take full advantage of this room, but we're gonna try to bait them to use the new warriors here, right? Or if they use the new warriors on room 3, they will not have the new warriors to use on room 5, and like this we might force your opponents to make a mistake and not be able to clear one of these rooms. So I think that's going to be a good combo. Dormammu with Gamma is always powerful, and we'll see how it goes. And finally, we have my special room for this week. It's going to be Secret Defenders with Morgan Le Fay, but also Super Skrull. Why is Super Skrull here, bro? Are you stupid? Duarktik, what the fuck? You are so dumb. You're using Super Scroll on defense. Don't you know that Cabal counters Super Scroll? Yes, I know that Cabal counters Super Scroll. The funny part about this team is that Secret Defenders, they counter Cabal. So it's actually hilarious that once again we are going to use the counter of the counter to counter the counter, right? So I'm sure that someone else is gonna steal the idea and give credit to other people because they cannot come up with their own original ideas, and then they're gonna clickbait the situation. But yes, we're gonna counter the counter of the counter that they counter to use this counter, and this is gonna shut down them because this is a great idea, right? Cabal, yes, indeed, they counter Super Scroll, but they cannot counter the speed bar of Hard Light on spawn. So Hard Light is going to turn behind the Cabal, and then they are not going to have a chance to attack your scroll because he's going to have the speed bar advantage. And you have also the stun and the ability block from Robbie Reyes and Black Cat. And then Morgan Le Fay, she's going to spread all those negative effects. We're also going to use Scroll as a raider, so every time he attacks, he's going to apply more bleeds to your opponents, and that's going to be a massacre to whichever team they use. So yeah guys, those are the Cosmic Crucible defensive teams that I'm going to use. Those were some of the suggestions of the community and how I would deal with them. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you smash that like button, and if you found this video helpful, make sure you share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Mouse Force content, and I'll catch you guys later.